So I found this old silverware box at the Goodwill, and I thought this would be a good project to turn into an art box for my daughter to hold all of her pencils and crayons and paints. So let's get started. The first thing I need to do is get rid of all this stuff on the inside of it. I've got a scraper here. A lot of it pulls out pretty easy, but I found that I needed to use a scraper to get the majority of it out, and then I have to scrape all this glue. And to get rid of these staples, I'm just hitting them down with a hammer. The cardboard that was left inside of it was being a little bit stubborn, so I had to go ahead and spray it down with some water. Now that I got all the inside cleaned out, I'm going to go ahead and sand down the top and the sides. This box is made with a veneer finish, so I'm not going to get all of the finish off of it, but I do want to get a rough surface to paint over. After I sanded it down and wiped off all the dust and dried it off, I'm going to go back in with some wood filler and fill up these scratches. And then I'll go ahead and let this dry for about maybe 10 minutes before I sand it off. Now I'm ready to paint, and I'm just using some paints that I have around the house. I'm going to do a base coat in this chalkboard black paint that I have, and then I'm going to add several different layers of blues. It took about 3 coats of this chalkboard paint to get full coverage on the whole box. Now that I have the whole box painted in my base coat black, I'm going to use a lid from a canning jar because I don't want to get any paint around this circle here. And then I'm going to just start dry brushing in different shades of blue to give me the effect that I want. point, please learn from my mistakes. Don't paint black over white that is still wet, or you get this gray color and then you have to go back and paint some more black. Now I'm using a piece of steel wool, and I'm going to just lightly go over the whole front of it just to kind of blend in the colors a little bit better. And then after that, I'm going to get out my sander and start distressing the edges of the whole piece. And after I wipe down everything with a wet cloth to make sure I get all the dust off, I'm going to go back over with this Kills Clear Wax and put a protective coat over the top of the finish. For the inside, I'm going to use a piece of felt that I have. I'm just going to measure the inside of the bottom of the box and then cut two pieces, one for the bottom and one for the top. And to make my lines on my felt, I like to use a highlighter because I just think it shows up better. To adhere the fabric to the bottom of the box, I'm just using this Elmer's spray adhesive. And since I never actually cut anything straight, I'm having to go back with a razor blade knife and trim up the edges. And then to finish it off, I'm just buffing the top and the sides with a paper towel to get the extra wax off and to give it a little shine. And here's our finished piece. My daughter kind of has an obsession with eyes, so that was the inspiration for this piece. It might not be to everybody's taste, but she really likes it.